My colleague and India Today's consultant editor Rajdeep Sardesai now joins me on this special broadcast to talk about Rahul Gandhi 3.0 or Rahul Gandhi as leader of opposition day one. But before that, let's just quickly cut across and listen in to Rahul Gandhi. He's just spoken on his role as leader of opposition in parliament. Listen in.
नमस्कार। देश की जनता को, कांग्रेस पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को, इंडिया गठबंधन के सब नेताओं को मैं दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूं। मुझे किसी ने पूछा मेरे लिए एलओपी का क्या मतलब है। एलओपी आपकी आवाज है, आपका औजार है। जो भी आपके दिल में भावना है, आपकी समस्याएं हैं, एलओपी के माध्यम से मैं लोकसभा में आपके लिए उठाऊंगा। हिंदुस्तान के गरीब लोग, दलित, आदिवासी, पिछड़े, अल्पसंख्यक, किसान, मजदूर, मैं आपका हूं। संविधान से आपकी रक्षा होती है। जहां भी सरकार ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पर आक्रमण किया, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को सप्रेस करने की कोशिश की, वहां पूरे दम से संविधान की हम पूरी तरीके से रक्षा करेंगे। मैं आपका हूं, आपकी आवाज मैं संसद में उठाऊंगा। नमस्कार।
And I quickly want to bring in Rajdeep. Rajdeep, what do you make of what he's just said and his speech in Lok Sabha?
Look, it's first day, first show, Gaurav, but some of us have been critical of Rahul Gandhi. I remember in my 2014 book saying that Rahul Gandhi has never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. And one of those opportunities was to become the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, both in 2014 and 19. Congress didn't have enough numbers at the time, but the fact was Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and Mallikarjun Kharge took the post, which Rahul Gandhi could well have. I think by doing what he has, he's shown that he's willing to take the responsibility. If you look at his first day, first speech, the very fact that he's alluding repeatedly to the word constitution, it's become in a way the new mantra. Both in that video that you just showed as well as in the speech in parliament, he seems to believe that the Congress's strategy in the Lok Sabha election ki Samvidhan khatre mein hai, work people gravitated towards it, particularly Dalits, and he believes that that is the way forward to, in a way, position himself as someone who's challenging an allegedly authoritarian regime. So I think that's going to be his path forward. The question is, will he be able to galvanize not just himself but the entire opposition to speak in one voice and thereby be in a position to challenge the treasury benches? Because, you know, Gaurav, at the end of the day, the BJP has, and with its allies, more than 293 MPs, while the opposition, all said and done, has a smaller number. So while the opposition may have more, the Congress itself has only 99.
Okay.
So when you have 99 on one side and the BJP 240, the Congress needs all its allies on board, and Rahul Gandhi will have to play that role of being a magnet who can bring these allies together if he is to truly succeed as leader of the opposition. Not just as leader of the Congress now, he will have to be leader of the opposition.
Now, if we were to see what's happened so far, this was day one as LOP, but in the past couple of days, was it Rahul Gandhi was leading the charge on the election of a speaker, putting up another candidate? And when you say he has to take the opposition along, the Trinamool Congress wasn't on board until this morning when he reached out to Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee.
Well, you see, I think that precisely is one of the challenges that Rahul Gandhi will have. Remember, in the elections that took place, Lok Sabha elections, the Congress fought with the left against Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress, even though they were supposedly part of the India alliance. The Congress will have to decide how will it deal, for example, with the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party is taking on an agitation in Delhi on water. The Congress hasn't joined it. In fact, there have been voices within the Congress critical of the Aam Aadmi Party's handling of it. So Rahul Gandhi is going to have to decide, am I the leader now of the India alliance, of the entire opposition, or am I establishing myself first as the Congress leader who wants to rebuild his own party? And somewhere those contradictions will come, as we saw even on the speaker's election. And I think Rahul Gandhi's challenge, therefore, is while he's earned the respect now, I believe, of the Congress party and the Congress rank and file, can he do likewise with the rest of the opposition and take them together? Let's be honest, Gaurav, the Congress would not have won as many seats as they did in Uttar Pradesh without Samajwadi Party playing a very proactive role. It's the Samajwadi Party which drove that alliance in UP. Now, how much space will you give an Akhilesh Yadav? Mamata Banerjee, all said and done, is Neta number one in Bengal. MK Stalin in Tamil Nadu. In Maharashtra, Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray will want equal space. So I think Rahul Gandhi will have to learn the art of coalition building. The age of Ekla Chalore is over, whether you're in the government or whether you're in the opposition.
If we were to stay on the issue of the election of the speaker, the Congress party put up its own candidate, or the opposition alliance candidate. So let me not come on the TMC for a moment. But even when the Congress said it will be K. Suresh, then they didn't press on division of numbers, a division of votes. Now, how do you look at that? Was this a strategy, or was this a strategy that wasn't thought through?
Look, I think there is a huge trust deficit that exists between the treasury benches and the opposition. You're seeing that photograph of the Prime Minister shaking hands with Rahul Gandhi, but we know there is no love lost there. And I think part of the problem is that the Congress wants the government to concede greater space for the opposition in Parliament, so demanded virtually the Deputy Speaker's post. The BJP didn't give any commitment on it. Once they didn't give the commitment on it, the Congress felt that we need to take a stand and we'll fight and contest the Speaker's post. The reality set in late last night, possibly this morning. They don't have the numbers. Why give
That set in just late last night?
No. I think they didn't want to give the government the opportunity on the floor of the House to prove that they have 300 plus, as they could have with maybe bringing parties like the YSRCP on board. So having made the limited point that this opposition will not roll over like the previous one did, where you didn't even have a deputy speaker for 5 years, I think the Congress decided, whether it's unilaterally or in alliance is a question mark, let's not press for a division. Okay. Let's for now strategically accept that the government has the majority, it's their speaker, and hopefully live to fight another day and hope that a deputy speaker's post is given to the party. So I think part of the problem is the Congress sometimes behaves with 99 seats as if they've got 272, and Narendra Modi with 240 seats tends to behave as if he's got 400. Okay. I think both of them need to pull back. The government needs to realize this is not a majority government, and the opposition needs to realize that they are still in no position to be anywhere close to being a majority government.
But they are a majority government with NDA with 293
No, BJP doesn't.
Own.
The BJP does not have a majority. Yes. You see, there is a huge difference between...
Pre-poll alliance does.
No, there is a huge difference between getting 300 plus seats on your own and getting 240.
Oh, absolutely.
At 240, you are dependent on allies. You went into the election of 2024 claiming 400 par. You've got 160 seats less than 400 par now. Either way, as I said, both sides, the arrogance and the sense of entitlement on both sides has to end. You can't believe that you are a majority BJP government, because you're not, and the Congress cannot believe that it is a government in waiting, because you're only at 99, which is a long way away from being 272.
So how do you see this pan out in the weeks ahead, and will there be a big issue over Deputy Speaker in your appreciation?
No, I think what is very clear, Gaurav, is the issues now that the opposition has, and the numbers they have in Parliament have given them the opportunity to encircle the government on those issues. The NEET issue, the Agniveer issue, the issue of railway accidents, the issue of Manipur. All of these, now the voice will be much louder. Whether it will be more chaotic, possibly. But I would say in general, Gaurav, the opposition has the opportunity, and so does Rahul Gandhi, to show that you can be a constructive opposition, but at the same time be an aggressive opposition encircling the government. I think Narendra Modi will push also in his own way to try and ensure that he retains his rutba or Iqbal, as Neta number one. But there comes a stage where even if you're Neta number one, you have to start having co-stars, or you have to start giving your rival star some space. I think in a strange way what you're seeing is that Rahul Gandhi now is getting almost as much space as Narendra Modi in Parliament. Today it was interesting in that sense. A lot of the chatter, including your show, is about Rahul Gandhi. Even though Mr. Modi is the one who led the speeches and in praise of... It almost seems as if Rahul Gandhi becoming leader of the opposition has suddenly catapulted him into another space where he's been pitched against Mr. Modi.
After 10 years, there is a leader of opposition. For 10 years, there wasn't one.
Absolutely.
But has the first battle ended in a defeat for the opposition, in the sense that they led the battle for a speaker, and then was it a damp squib?
Look, I think the government has the numbers. It was ridiculous to expect that the government was going to concede at this early stage to the opposition. I think both sides are sensing each other out. The opposition pushed and has had to pull back a bit. The government is pushing further and seeing how much more space can we get, how much more can we do. Look, remember the last session of the first session of 2019, Article 370 was abrogated. Yes. Second session, Citizenship Amendment Act was brought in. There was a sense of legislative action on the part of the Modi government then. Will we see that this time? Will the government be willing to enter those contentious areas like Uniform Civil Code? Or has the government decided, we are also going to wait and see just how far the opposition can really push? You're right that on the Speaker's post, the government has ensured that there is a certain Lakshman Rekha. You can't demand at the moment the Deputy Speaker's post. We'll wait and see. Maybe they'll make an ally of the NDA, a Deputy Speaker. So I think both sides are sizing each other up. I believe that you will face a much more confrontational Lok Sabha, certainly, and therefore we will have to wait and see how Maharashtra, Haryana elections turn out in October, and that will give us a sense. If the opposition wins those elections, they'll be far more assertive and aggressive. If the Modi government wins them, you can expect the Prime Minister to slowly get back his rutba or his, this sense of authority that perhaps has been slightly diminished by the 2024 verdict.
And we'll be watching that very, very closely and discussing it here with Rajdeep very closely here on India Today. Rajdeep, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.